Joining Nancy is CBS News contributor Ashley Etienne, former communications director for Vice President Kamala Harris. Ashley, I want to start with you.
Morning.
The polls were showing Hillary Clinton ahead back in 2016, so Democrats can't sit on where they are and think things are going to go well. Were they successful last night, even though they were late, even though the speeches were not short, in bringing the message to the public?
Absolutely. The goal for last night was to tell the arc of the legacy, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's legacy, from bringing us out of COVID to building the strongest economy in the nation, bipartisan legislation and successes, from guns to infrastructure. That was the goal. And the reason why is because his legacy is actually her legacy. So the president's telling White House staffers, we got to keep running through the tape. It doesn't just matter for the American people, but it matters to continue to bolster her candidacy.
You know, politics is a human endeavor. That's why it's messy. It's possible there can be hurt feelings. Were there in the Joe Biden address?
Joe Biden insisted in his address last night that there weren't. In fact, he was pretty blatant about it. He said, all these people who think that I'm still angry at Democratic leaders for pushing me out, well, I'm not. I care about my party more. Now, that's not what we've heard from some of our sources behind the scenes at the White House. But nevertheless, he's trying to make a public statement that he's putting that behind him and that he is full steam ahead in support of his vice president.
You know, Ashley, it's remarkable that Kamala Harris is so famous and yet for many voters still unknown. And so part of the mission here is to fill in the blanks on her bio, who she is and what she stands for. What did you make of the speeches last night on that point? And can you take us ahead to tonight when the Obamas are going to be speaking?
Sure, absolutely. CBS released a poll yesterday that showed there's a significant, sizable number of Americans who don't still yet know Kamala Harris. So the goal last night was to really unpack who she is, to tell her story. And what I know her to be is someone who sees people, has a heart and a compassion for people. So that was part of the objective. But the other part was to let the American people know that they can see themselves in her. She's from a middle-class background, child of immigrants, worked her way through college as a prosecutor who took on corporate greed on behalf of the American people. So that was the goal last night. They're going to keep telling that story throughout the rest of the convention, but beyond the convention, because that is more important than anything else, to let the people know why she's the right leader for this moment. So that's the point that Obama's going to drive tonight. Why is Kamala Harris the right leader for this moment?
And the Obamas still very popular within the party. There are a lot of Democrats here who'd like to see them out on the campaign trail more.
Yeah, and reproductive rights were a big part of last night's, I think night two will have more of the same, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to hear that message throughout the convention because it's the #1 attack line on Donald Trump.
Ladies, thank you very much.